Top of the morning, good people. Welcome to another edition of Double the Innocence with your boy E-Dub, Gem Dropper, Showstopper. I'd said it before and I'm going to say it again, man. Reality's starting to kick in Laker Nation, wouldn't you say? Reality's really starting to kick in Laker Nation. When the Lakers jumped out to a 3-0 start, man, I had everybody and their mother let me know exactly how wrong I was with my prediction, exactly how wrong I was with the mere fact of the matter that the Lakers are going to find it very, very rough this season. Oh, yeah, man. I had to eat crow. I had to even come up here and admit that the Lakers started off a hell of a lot better than even I gave them credit for. But I did say, let me know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Type 2 in the chat if you can hear me. Thank you very much. What I was up here trying to say is the mere fact of the matter that the Lakers are not looking very good. And the scary thing about the whole ordeal is things are not going to get any better for these guys. Thank you. I appreciate you. The Lakers, the things are not going to get any better for those guys out in Laker Nation. They came to Toronto and barely squeaked out of Toronto with a victory against an injured Toronto Raptors squad. Yes, indeed. So, with all that being said, they went to Cleveland and they got mollywopped by the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland. And then they went to Detroit by a Detroit team that's basically rebuilding, basically does not have an identity just yet, and got mollywopped again. Now understand something. I'm the individual that says that in order for the Lakers to be productive, in order for the Lakers to make any kind of noise out there on those NBA streets, the offense has to be run through Anthony Davis. The only problem is the best player on your team is always one play away from getting injured. There's something definitely wrong with that, wouldn't you say? Forget about how I might feel about the proclaimed king. Forget about all of that. Let's just deal with the facts of the matter. We're talking about a squad right now that things are not going to get any easier because you have a whole bunch of teams. Rico and Hits, how you doing? Yeah, there was something going on. I was having problems with my connection and all that type of stuff, so that's why I figured I'd, come back up when I'm in a better area. So right now, I think I'm a little bit better where I am. I think I'm a bit better. But yeah, the Los Angeles Lakers took a mollywhopping last night by the Detroit Pistons. Not a very strong team in the Eastern Division. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's Detroit's second win only. So I want you guys to let me know, how do you think the Lakers are looking so far? all jokes aside, everything aside, how do you think that they're looking right now? Because I'm letting you guys know, anybody who was going to put a little bit of money down on that game last night would have never expected to see what happened to those guys. After the Lakers are coming off 2 days rest, the Pistons played the night before, so they were on a back-to-back. The Lakers had 2 nights off. And this is the effort you guys come with? You know, I've been hearing for the longest while that, you know, like, unfortunately, LeBron James and LeBron James teams do not like to practice. I'm kind of seeing that now. Because honestly speaking, the teams that they're putting out there on the court, especially on the defensive end, does not look like a team that practices together. Yeah, they might do a lot of walkthroughs of, you know, and watch a lot of videos and all that kind of stuff. But I'm a firm believer that you still do have to get that practice time in order for you to get your timing, in order for you to know exactly where you want people on a defensive scheme of things. It has to be practice. You can't just walk through that. There has to be scrimmages, back and forths and all that stuff. This Laker team does not look like a team that practices at all. And when you have aging superstars like what you have with these guys, that's always going to be the result. Do you guys notice that anybody LeBron James is covering takes the ball directly at him? Do you notice that? There's not one point in time that you see somebody have the ball and LeBron James is D'd up on them and they don't feel comfortable with anything like that and they swing the ball. Their eyes light up when they see LeBron James on a one-on-one matchup with them. And I know what a lot of people are going to say. They're going to say, yeah, well, age plays a factor in that. Yes, it does, to a certain extent. But we can't keep using that as an excuse, because if he's out there on the court, we're expecting him to do the job that everybody else does. And if he's unable to fulfill that, then he should reduce his minutes and let somebody else with a little bit more endurance come in there and do what has to be done, especially on a defensive side. The man that you guys are relying on to clean boards and block all the shots on the defensive side is always one play away from being injured. I'm going to say it again. He is always one game away from being injured. So, how far do you guys think this Laker Nation team is really going to go? And do you guys agree that LeBron needs to hand over the torch to the man that's really leading that squad? Anthony Davis. Do you also believe that that unfortunately the Lakers are going to have to find a way, if they want to better this particular squad, they're going to have to make some kind of trade and get another big man to help AD down low? Because LeBron James is not helping down low. When shots go up, when shots are being blocked, when shots got to be cleaned off of the backboards and stuff like that, LeBron James is usually watching. Once again, I know you guys are going to bring up that age factor, and I'm going to continue to say it. If he's on the court, the job is still going to be expected to be done. Period. I'm not going to be one of those individuals that's going to make an excuse because of the fact of the matter that he's this age, you can't expect him to be. No. Because of the mere fact of the matter that this is the NBA and he's on the court, we're still expecting him to do the required job that needs to be done at all times. So if he's out there for 5 minutes, I'm expecting 5 minutes of maximum effort on both ends of the ball, especially if you're walking around here calling yourself the proclaimed GOAT. Then as far as I'm concerned, GOATs need to lead by example. Period. At least the school that I came from. When I watched my GOAT, Michael Jordan, I watched him play on both sides of the ball. When I watched the second coming of a GOAT, which was Kobe Bryant, he played on both sides of the ball. This Billy Goat is the only Billy Goat I know that plays on the offensive side of the ball and stands around and watches on the defensive side of the ball. I cannot see greatness in that. I apologize for being so opinionated on that. I just cannot see greatness on that level. Period. Now, does that mean that he's not one of the greatest players that ever played in the NBA? Absolutely not. Listen to my words very carefully. He is not the greatest player that ever played the game. Of this era, you got to give him his accolades. He's played the game longer than anybody else I've ever seen. You've got to give him that type of credit. But just because of all that doesn't make him the greatest ever. That just makes him one of very many greats. At the end of the day, realistically speaking, Michael Jordan is not even the greatest ever. He's just the greatest of my time that I got the opportunity to witness play the game. That's all it is. There's a possibility my opinion might have changed if I was back in the days with the Pistol Petes and the Wilt Chamberlains and the Bill Russells of the world. But I wasn't. I get to see highlights of those guys, but I didn't really actually get to see them play. I didn't get to see them win championships the way in which maybe people that were born in that time did. I was around to see the birth of a Michael Jordan. That's why I could afford to go out there and say I consider him to be the greatest. Period. That's all. And because I happen to have been around and happen to have been a little bit older when LeBron James came into the mix, yeah, well, I could kind of do the comparison of what I consider to be great. Does it mean it's right? No. It just means that it's my opinion. And just like everybody else out there that goes out there and says LeBron James is the greatest, that's an opinion and they're entitled to it. So nobody's ever going to take my opinion away from me. That's all I'm trying to say. That is all I'm trying to say. So, individuals out there, please understand one thing. Everybody's entitled to opinion, but your opinion is not no more than mine, just like my opinion is no more than yours. Because at the end of the day, it falls into how you see things. The true Laker fans, you guys are the ones that I really feel it for. The JBs of the world, you guys are the ones that I really feel it for. Because I know you guys are real Laker fans. So for you guys to have to sit through this trick and pony show and try and do it with a smile on your face, I understand it could not be easy. Hang in there, though. Hang in there. Hopefully help is coming, because I don't think the Lakers could afford to let this entire season go away. I don't think they could afford to have all that mud on their face. So yeah, once they start really seeing that this is not working out, there's going to have to be some moves being made. D'Angelo Russell is the first person that comes to my mind. I think that other teams, because no other team is really trying to help the Lakers, they're going to put pressure on them, and they're going to want Austin Reeves in a trade. But if this team wants to get any better, because you know what? The only difference with this particular team is their head coach. The only difference between this particular team is the head coach. It's the same team as last year. The only problem is, as far as I'm concerned, at this time last year, the Lakers were playing better basketball. That's just my humble opinion. They were playing better basketball, and I'm sure, I'm just going off the top of my head, if you look at their record back last year at this time versus this year, I believe it might have been a little bit better. Is all I'm trying to say. They're 4-3 right now. They've won one game on the road. And that one game was against a team that did not have their starters. And they had to struggle to win that particular game. So you guys just have to realize, man, this is what it is right now. This is what it is. This is what the Laker Nation has to look forward to. A team that's really not that good. And unfortunately, they're going to continue to be exposed. Nonsense that's on the court, the product that they have on the court. United States of America, I wish you guys the best of luck today, man. Today's election day for you guys. I hope everything works out for you cats. I mean, I'm not really much into politics, but I just hope it works out for you guys. Now, when you listen to stuff like that, when you listen to what they have to say, I'll honestly tell you guys that there's a little bit of my mentality has changed in how I felt about certain individuals. I still think certain individuals are a piece of crap, but it's not really about how you feel about a person individually, because at the end of the day, none of us are ever going to be politicians' friends. It's all about the policies that benefit the people that live in their countries. That's how the voting should be done. And that's the only advice I can give on that level. The best of luck on the elections tonight. I hope everything works out exactly how you guys want it to work out. On that note, I need you guys to share, like, and subscribe to this channel. Help this channel grow. Double the Innocence with your boy E-Dub is out. Have a blessed day, people.